What is good, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got a little more news for Toon Chaos. In fact, the last little bit of news for Toon Chaos, which is pretty much just the last couple cards that had yet to be revealed, finally are here. And that's all we're really talking about. Is I'm just going to show you everything else that wasn't officially revealed yesterday. We got it pretty much today, overnight, whatever. So the first part, including the final Toon card. Do not forget the final new Toon card is here, and it's actually really good. But we'll get to that in a sec. First off, we're starting with all the imports that aren't here. This is all like super obvious stuff. I mean, we already had Immortal Phoenix Gearfried, we already had Infernoble Knight Roland and Renaud, and so from that, we could kind of assume from there, we're probably like, well, we're probably just going to get the rest of their Warrior structure deck imported to us, and that's exactly what we see. Okay, so we have like Sublime Knight Expaladin. He's actually like a pretty good card in like the Infernoble Knight deck, so we'll see if he actually ends up being played, but I think he's actually like pretty good for that deck. We'll see if he's the best normal summon there. Evocator Avec, I believe this card's not as good, but it gets stuff back from graveyard. It's a Gemini, you know, Geminis are tough. Next up is Gearbreed. This is another interesting card. It lets you like auto draw and equip instead of actually drawing a random card for hand, so that's like interesting. And also it can like potentially draw you a card by putting a warrior or a Gemini, a fire warrior or a Gemini back into the bottom of your deck and then getting to draw. So like it's okay. It's just kind of takes setup, only gets one draw. You don't want to draw equips anyway. It's like next up is Crossover. This is like the monster removal card. Actually, not a terrible monster removal card. So it's, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know. And the last card here is Gemini Ablation. We already saw this before. This is actually a pretty good card. If you discard a card, it's a trap. It continues traps. You can use it once per turn. Discard a card to special summon a Gemini from your deck, and immediately it gains its effects. That's actually kind of cool. And the second effect was you discard a card, then tribute a Gemini to then special summon a Fire Warrior monster from your hand or deck. And then also if the Gemini you tributed already had its effects, you also get to pop a card. So could potentially be a little disruption. Does get free specials from the deck. It does take a decent amount of investment using this card and a discard, but you can use it every turn, so it definitely pushes your engine over the course of a multiple turn duel. So like it's fine. I think it's whatever. I think the only card that's actually interesting here is probably Sublime Knight Expaladin. We'll see if he ends up being decent in Infernoble Knights, and also if they end up being possibly like a spicy tier 2 or roguish deck. We'll have to wait and see. But as for probably what I assume most of you are interested to see, we have our new Toon card, okay? Today we have Toon Page Turn. This card is actually kind of cool. It is a quick play spell card, which is also very spicy. This card reads, if you control Toon World, reveal 3 Toon monsters with different names from your deck. Your opponent randomly chooses one for you to special summon, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also shuffle the rest back into the deck. And of course, this is a hard once per turn. You probably couldn't have a card like this that isn't hard once per turn, but still fine. Okay, when we get down to it, I think this is solid for sure. Obviously, like not only do we have an increase of consistency with Toon Bookmark, being able to search anything, including I think it's Mimicat. Is that the name? What's the one card? It like takes a spell or trap from your opponent's graveyard or something. And then Comic Hand, another card that's like literally in archetype searchable now. Like Mind Control, but all better. You keep the monster and you get to like use the monster's like stuff and attack and stuff. Pretty good. This card though also has the benefit of getting you access to any Toon monster you want from the not any Toon monster you want from your deck, because you have to give your opponent 3 choices and then your opponent randomly chooses one. So not anyone you want from deck, but it does give you one of 3. And if you're grabbing 3 that like kind of do similar things, like it won't matter which one your opponent hits, so like that's fine. But I still think it's a really nice just like engine card. And one of the things that people worry about with Toons is like the ability to put more than one monster on the board in a turn. This card absolutely helps with that. And drawing multiple, it is a quick play. So you could potentially like immediately quick play into something like we already have our counter trap card, right? If either you put a monster in the field and your opponent removes it, or you didn't open a monster, but the counter trap and like Toon World already, you could set the counter trap, set this card, activate Toon World, and then on your opponent's turn, use this card to special attune, and then make immediately your counter trap live to actually get some disruption. So some pretty cool stuff there. I think this is a really nice card paired with the disruption, paired with the new search card, paired with the 2 new monsters. I think Toons look cool. Obviously, they're not going to be meta. They're not going to. I don't even think they're going to be a rogue deck. I think they'll be a spicy, fun, casual deck. But this stuff is just cool. I mean, I didn't have any expectations that they would be better than just a spicy, cool, casual deck. So I'm excited. I think it's cool. I always liked the aesthetic of Toons. Never really enjoyed the play style very much for obvious reasons, but I still think they're cool. I still think it's cool that Konami's saying like Pegasus is one of people's favorite characters from the original anime, and we want to give him a little more love. So I think it's pretty cool. That's pretty much it, though, guys. These were the last cards that were not revealed yesterday, so we finally have the entire set. Of course, guys, as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think about Toon Patron? What do you think about Toons in general? Where do they stand now? If you are a person who has played Toons before, I've never actually played Toons. I've played against them, never with them. Let me know your thoughts on what do you think, how do you think they look after all this new support, knowing all 5 new cards. And I don't know if you're excited for this stuff. I know this guy's really the only exciting piece in terms of like the competitive scene with like Infernoble Knights, but the other cards are still cool if you like Geminis, if you want to play a more casual version of the Fire Warrior deck. That is up to you. I am not here to judge. But that's going to do it for me here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next video. Subscribe if you have not yet and you want to see more stuff from me, and I love you. Peace.